So a number of women had documented themselves going out of this country, and the men in other countries that they desire, they're going out there for either school, to find love, or whatever. They're getting treated very bad because they look at American black women, literally American black women, as 304s. They're easy to sleep with. They're not educated because they're listening to what you guys are saying in the media. Believe me when I tell you, your results sitting around your group of black people might be one thing. And if you think for a second that employers are not judging you off of who your circle is, or saying that you are, I hire people, I watch your social media, and I might put a ding against you if I see you're in a certain crowd on social media. You could be a good guy. Doesn't matter. I don't care about that. It's who you're representing. It's what you are. So yes, you all become a monolith in certain people's eyes. It is what it is. Black men had to clean up. We had to clean up our image. Back in the days, people were scared to walk past my black ass. Like, yo, this is a big black dude. He might do something to me. So black men had to pay attention and really clean up our image. It's not the same that it was in the 90s. But guess what? The black women have picked up that image now. So wherever y'all go, it's going to be judged all the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and somebody else jump on that. I know Tiara has something to say because she was
Well, I
like,
do feel like we don't have the luxury to compartmentalize ourselves. That's just not realistic to
it's the way
say,
of the
okay,
world.
well, I'm I'm not the ratchets like over there. I'm classy based. You see how I give it up? Like that's not me. You know what I'm saying? That could be the reality of the situation as far as you as an individual, but what we're looked of as a whole, as a community, is one thing. So that's why representation does matter. So when you have that type of representation being the loudest, most prominent thing going on, that stains all of us. And that's the part of it where we really need to like take ownership, where I don't want someone like that representing me, my mama, my cousin, my auntie, none of y'all in any way. I don't want nobody getting confused just for the sake of she has a big platform and she's selling and she's, garnering all of this attention. We don't have like when you see other groups of people, nobody is sitting down and like labeling the trailer park people like that's all white people. They're not doing that. They're just like, oh, there goes them over there. That's it, and that's where it stops. They don't categorize other race groups like that. So when
And
we
Hud,
allow people to
what's a good,
do that,
what's a
I'm
good
sorry.
category? You know what's a good category? A good point of what you're saying. Think about what people think about when they see Asian people. What's the first thing they think when it comes down to their academics? They think they're just smart, right? All Asians are
They're
smart.
smart.
That's
They can
just
do good at
even
math.
though they're not. Some of them, but just for the fact that that's how their image
Like a
as a
stereotype. Yeah.
collective is. That's their stereotype. So
Hmm.
people are quicker to hire Asians. People are quick to more be welcoming to them, or even want to get into business with them because of their stereotype.
But that stereotype comes because of their education system. Chinese kids, like Asian kids, go to school an astronomical amount of hours a day. Like
Still a
these,
stereotype, though. It's still a stereotype because some of them are in America, not Chinese, not in China. So what about the ones in America? They're just like you. They have the same opportunity as you, but they are monolith because that's just how we choose to look at them. It's a stereotype.
I just, again, I get it. Again, I don't have to subscribe to it for it to be who I am and what I represent and the people that represent and be around. But I do understand that, you know, yes, and what he was saying, it's culture. Like their culture is just to educate, and it doesn't matter whether they're in Asia or they're here. Like, especially if their parents are fresh off the boat, like they still gonna make sure their kids have the best education. They're gonna still be smart. They're still gonna do all the things. So whether they're across the boat or they on this side of it, the culture.
So why don't we create a culture like that?
We have several times, and but we had Black Wall Street. That was our financial culture, where Black affluent families were growing and thriving, and it got destroyed.
So
Seneca
2024, you think
Village.
we'll get? You think 2024 will get destroyed if we start to rise up and actually become better?
First things first, we have to worry about Agent Orange and Sleepy Joe right now in 2024. You worried about the wrong thing, brother. I need for you to worry about some things that we got from worry about team now. Okay, the team worry about now is
Don't do the Jamaican accent. It is not good. It is
okay.
not good.
CP. We have to worry about the
Keep your
CP.
American accent.
We have to worry
Keep
about
your
Sleepy
heart,
Joe.
your New York accent. Keep that going.
You so
Leave Kit
crazy.
Kat alone. That's all right.
You don't worry about my accents. But I do a good Kenny though. But we'll do that later. But no, I'm telling you, like we don't even need to vote for a president this year. We need to take some time off to
Oh, Lord.
ourselves and heal and think about who we are as a country. We don't even
So
need to vote.
hold on.
I'm gonna have to.
You
I'm
need
gonna
a
have to.
I
Can
sabbatical.
I?
gotta,
Can I hop in? Can I hop
you
in right
could, but I
quick?
gotta stop that. I gotta stop it real quick. Let's not get too political. YouTube at this point is very sensitive to
Sensitive.
political topics,
Mhm.
and they will demonetize the stream. All right.
Absolutely. So I'll just wrap that up and say we have bigger fish to fry than a lady in red right now. And based on things that just came out, and I implore you all to do your due diligence and research, like what things just got passed that are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think about that, I try to think about the bigger picture, right? I can focus on this part of the community that's focused on her. Because again, I mean, we're talking about sold out concerts. People apparently are on the opposite side of this conversation. A lot of them. You feel what I'm saying? And we're talking about from the influential to the affluential. You know what I'm saying? And they're all on the opposite side of this conversation when it comes to how they feel about her. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm thinking about like the bigger things that are going on, and where the focus, if we take care of the things that are super important, we can get to these little matters of educating some summer camps for the kids because their parents is you know busting it open and bringing
Tired.
it back. You know what I'm
Could,
saying?
could
You know this.
what we could control, Kit, is I get you. We could control our circle, right? What's around us. But those of us that have means and resources, we need to put that towards towards what we can control. Anything outside of that is bigger than us. Right. So I get what you're saying. Tiara, because I know you don't got that much time with us. I hear the baby in the background, like, yo,
I'm
mom, what are
sorry,
you
y'all.
doing,
It's a lot
son?
going on. Today has been
I know,
terrible.
I
I
know.
think. I think I don't supposed to be hopping in this conversation. That's why. But I think it's not meant for me to have this conversation yet. But what I was going to say is I do agree with how this image could look internationally across the diaspora, right? Diaspora. But my biggest thing,
Diaspora.
diaspora. I can never say it. Diaspora,
You making that sound like a
Diaspora.
she made that sound like a
diaspora.
cleaning product.
Um, but I have a feeling like I always feel like I don't care what Black American folks do, women specifically, they're always going to find an issue. It's always an issue with stuff. And I just, for the life of me, for every sexy red, there's a Kamala. No, I keep saying Kamala, but she is the vice president, right?
She
There's
is.
Stacey Abrams. She has single handedly changed Georgia.
She
Or
has.
there's there's Coretta Scott, there's Toni Morrison, there's Black author, like there's so many Black American women who have done really great things socially and even in entertainment. I'll give you one, Beyonce. She did great things. She hasn't done anything crazy to that effect that Sexy Red is doing, and she's also in entertainment, right? or even your Tierra Wax. There's Tierra Wax and Rhapsodies, though they're also in hip hop and black women that are having positive messages and images and different images of black women. I'll even give you another one, Megan Thee Stallion. I know y'all gonna disagree with me
Ooh,
on this, but she is international. She's in anime, she's in Comic Con. She is that girl in that world that you normally don't see a lot of black girls represented. So I say all that to say this. I feel like I feel like Sexy Red is definitely a representation of what I see in hoods across my area. I'm sure there's some in every city. I've been hearing like, yeah, there's sexy red light girls in every area.
of
My issue
course.
with her though is, and I'm gonna be on the other side of it as well, is that she's getting invited to spaces where I feel like she's a caricature of black women. She's getting invited to these country concerts and she's doing the things that she does in predominantly black spaces in these other spaces. And I have a feeling that they're using her in a different, insidious way. She doesn't see that she's being used instead of her
She's
being
it's,
herself.
she's
So,
You
basically
know what
being a
I'm
so
saying?
minstrel. He got to
hold on.
do super
I got,
chat, but I
I
got
got
I
to,
got something for that.
I
and then
seen
after
that
you,
she was at the Jets football game. The owner of the Jets invited her, and she did her little 1-2. But I for some reason it just didn't sit right with me because it felt like it was like a
A
like a
puppet,
clown moment. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
like a
And
Let
puppet.
even
me
she was
let me
in.
let me
Okay.
get to the super chat. I'm sorry. We got a $5 super chat. We got a $5 super chat. My dude, Hink the
$5,
basement. Hink the
$5 foot
basement.
long.
Oh man, I greatly appreciate you, my guy. So Hink says, I use social media to vet women. On the date, I ask certain questions to get the truth. Because women show you what they want to on social media, which is a fact. But in real life, they could be different things. Thank you so much, Hank. Greatly appreciated, my
Okay.
guy. All right. Sorry about that. I have to read the super
Mhm.
chat.
But I did want to comment on. I wanted to respond to your statement, Tiara, because I do feel that you are correct. I feel with Sexy Red and even with Cardi B, they're getting access to spaces where they don't have the range, they don't have the bandwidth, and that's what's so problematic for us as a community as to why are they being put in these spaces? Why are they having conversations at our schools? Why are they having conversations about the presidency? Why? They
Mhm.
should not be having these. You don't have the
Sexy Red
range.
got invited to a school, a whole school.
Well,
Yeah,
I
but
do feel
yeah, that's
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I'm gonna have to disagree with you. Cardi B's political takes have been really informed. She is a historian. If you
Oh,
look, if you look at what she's saying, I mean, her delivery is not what you may have liked. But if she is a true like her stance on certain politics have been not ill informed. I do not disagree.
I
I do
feel
not
like
disagree. If
now
you coming from
I
a
feel like now she's gotten better because people had to check her on how ridiculous she
tell
was
me
sounding.
one
I'm
But
thing
when
talking
that
she
about her
Cardi B
first got
recent
said.
stuff.
into
I'm
talking
not
about
talking
Tell me,
about
politics,
anything that
wait,
she
I'm
started with.
tell me one thing that Cardi B has said to prove that she is a historian.
What?
One thing Cardi B said to prove that she is a historian.
Who? When she was talking about the was it Bernie Sanders? When she was back, well, she was endorsing Bernie Sanders at one point. But this is not a political talk. But she was backing up things that was happening within her sphere
That's not
of.
showing that she's an historian. Give
I
me
feel
one
like
thing.
she has vetted. She has
Okay, so
vetted.
now we're going to the way you feel. So
No. It's not
does
what
it
I feel.
prove
It's what has happened. So now
is
we're
she a
going into what has
historian?
happened.
No,
I'm saying
tell me what she said.
I cannot remember right now.
Okay, thank you. So
I gotta go back and look at the video. But I remember she was talking about like
yo, babe, I
how
need
she
some of that
watches
popcorn for this.
the History Channel, and then she was like, "Oh, I remember what happened." Da, 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 da. So she is a historian. She's
She
not
watches the
completely
History
stupid.
Channel, and she's an historian.
I'm sorry. Does she have to major in
All
history
right,
to be a historian?
all right.
She ever
You
know, baby?
definitely
No.
you got to do more than watch the History Channel to be a historian. So
Do you
we
have to
have
major in
a
history
guest.
to major?
You
Like,
gotta
I
you
don't
gotta
know.
do a little bit more than that to be considered an historian, which is a specialist at history. So, anyways, we have a
Okay,
guest
I can't. You know what?
in the
I'm gonna back that up.
building.
I'm gonna back that up.